we've been able to get some good restocks in here lately, which has been kind of a rarity under COVID-19. So in case you haven't noticed, a lot of board games have been out of stock, both at my site and all around the internet. And so I wanted to take a few minutes and kind of talk about that. And really, I'm kind of worried, guys. I gotta say, I'm really worried about the state of the industry, if you will. So right now, if you go and you want to order some of the most popular titles right now, we're talking about games that were released in the last 2 or 3 years, not necessarily brand new hit games that are, new releases, but games that were released in the last 2 or 3 years. You are going to have a very, very difficult time buying them. So to give you an example, SCYTHE. So SCYTHE, very popular game for our site. We have done a lot of work around SCYTHE and tried to carry every single expansion that there is for SCYTHE. And now I'm stuck in a position that is the absolute worst case for me, which is where I have all the SCYTHE expansions to buy, but if someone is brand new to the game and they want to join or they want to get involved, they can't buy a copy from me, and I can't buy it, period. So it's now September, soon to be October. We're now entering what should be the big swing of the Christmas season, and you can't buy an evergreen title like SCYTHE. And you're not going to be able to buy it, actually, until March of 2021. And so what's this mean? What does this mean for the board game industry? Well, I don't know. For me, it means that any copy of SCYTHE that I can get that's a decent price, still in the shrink, I ought to be buying it up, or you ought to be buying it up as well, because the price on that game is going to skyrocket. There's just no doubt about it, because there's literally no inventory of it in the distributor marketplace that I can tell. And then you can't even purchase it directly from the people that handled it themselves. I think recently Stonemaier just took everything inside. Internally, they hired a new sales director, and that's excellent for their growth. But this one, I guess it's not surprising with COVID-19 that this situation might happen. I can't try to say that I know what happened in Jamie's mind with this one, but I'm super, super bummed out about it, I'll tell you that. Because SCYTHE is a really popular game. And so, as a e-commerce, retailer, I want to be able to provide a customer the opportunity to buy the base game and the expansions on top of it, or be able to come in and buy the whole thing. If they've played with their friends and they said, hey, I want this and I want to be all in, I need to be able to provide that experience. And so not being able to do that is a significant handicap. And for a game, that we sell, tons and tons of copies of this game, SCYTHE, and now we can't buy it. So I had to kill my Reddit ads. I had a SCYTHE Reddit ad that I was spending money promoting Jamie Stegmaier's game, and and now I've had to turn it off. So it's like, it's a shame. And the same thing happened not long ago with other companies as well. So it's not just Stonemaier. Leader Games ran out of root for a very long time. And Everdell, good Lord, what is going on with Everdell? Like, Everdell has been on restock pre-order for like a year now. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They've put out like 50 million expansions, and they're great expansions, and we have those, but you can't get the base game. So it's just, I do not understand publishers who do not reprint the base game or have base games on hand. It just makes literally no sense. Literally no sense. So, someone comes to my website, they've played Root by somewhere, or they've watched a video, and they come, thankfully they'll have it on my website right now. I've got 4 copies left, guys. So by the time you see this, you may not even have any more. But at this moment, I've got 4 copies left, and I don't think you can get any more of it anywhere. I've tried. Everywhere I look says sold out. So, what am I to do? I have no idea what's going to happen in the fall. You know, when you look and you see that a game is not going to be available for purchase until March 2021, and you're an e-commerce retailer, and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? How am I supposed to order for the winter? Like, you know, so, you know, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I guess the thing that I'm doing, thankfully, I have the Kickstarter games, and I'm doubling down on Kickstarter games. I mean, that's what people come here for at kickstartergames.com. And so this is an opportunity for indie publishers to really make a dent in that market share that Stonemaier and Starling Games and, you know, a few of these others. I can give you a few others. Parks haven't been able to buy it. All, you know, sold out really fast. Not able to get any. Restock's been taking like a year and a half. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that you can't get that game. And there's probably 4 or 5 other titles like this where they're games that would be selling right now, both online and in-store, and you can't buy it. And so I've got, you know, half a dozen expansions for games that you can't play with the base game because they're not available for purchase through distributors or direct. And, you know, quite frankly, it makes me want to cut back on ordering for expansions. Because it's like, I'll give you an example of, you know, I hate to bag on Stonemaier, but like this Tapestry expansion. You know, I went really heavy on Tapestry and it just got beat up. I think unnecessarily. I don't really think, you know, I think it got hit really hard on Reddit with some negative reviews about the balance early on. And then I think the price point and the fact that there were a couple of wrinkles in the beginning with the balance, it just continued to get beat on for like the entire year. And then you got people like some of our online discounters, which we're not an online discounter, we're a online friendly local game store, a small online retailer is what we'd like to consider ourselves. And so, you know, those folks, they sold Tapestry or whatever for cost or whatever, and have completely just destroyed the value of the game. So a little bit of a rant there, but I'll probably have to edit that out. Kingswood Royal Edition. We've got this one in stock, just arrived last week. We've also got Sheep Boomba and Monster Highway. These are 2 Kickstarter games from One Day West Games. In Monster Highway, you've got a road building monster busting game for 2 to 4 players. This game is got some really excellent wooden componentry in it and just really great components on the One Day West Games. We had the opportunity to interview Bob from One Day West Games.
You're building roads. So the idea was there's a nuclear meltdown and a radioactive monster emerges. This little alligator turns into this giant monster. So you're playing as the scientists and you're escaping that ground zero, which was like a nuclear reactor where they were working, and they're trying to get back to their bunkers where they can hunker down to defend themselves against this monster. So you're trying to build out your road, drive your car, and be the first to get to your bunker to win. But the monster is moving around, and he could like smash your car, he could break up your roads. So it's a tile placing game. It's got a little take that in it. It was kind of a nod to growing up. We liked playing a lot of the retro games, Fireball Island, Forbidden Bridge. A lot of those kind of like take that games. So they have dice in it, so it has random elements into it. But again, we wanted to make it approachable for families and you know, kids and stuff like that too. So
you can check that out over on our YouTube channel at Kickstarted Games. On the restock front, we've got the Root, the original base game, and we've also got some incredible expansions for this thing. We're talking the resin clearing markers. We've got the new Root Clockwork expansion, as well as the Riverfolk expansion. I mean, we have got everything. We've got the playmats. We've got the Vagabond expansion, upgraded meeple set. So if you are into Root, you'll want to go check us out, kickstartergames.com.